Welcome to We Love to Hate Everything. As always, I'm Jodie.
And I'm Amanda.
And we got some hot topics today.
Yeah, we usually don't record this Love to Hate
Early
Everything
in the week,
until later, but we were both so excited about 90 Day Fiance. It's fresh.
Know.
We got it. We like to go in fresh.
Oh, yeah, fresh in our minds. But first, I have a whole bunch of stuff that I'm kind of dying to talk about. Which, first of all, I know everyone woke up this morning just freaking out about the news.
What?
Emmanuel Macron won the French election.
Oh!
I know.
I'm a huge Macron head.
Slim margin. Huge Macron head. All right, well, listen. This is not political at all, but I'm probably naive to this. And if you know about this, I'm going to be so happy. And if not, this is a Patreon in the making. We got to deep dive into this. So as I'm watching a little bit of the news this morning, my morning Joe, a little bit of the Today Show, I see that he won the election in France, and I see him, like old footage of him shaking hands with people. And I was like, oh my God, that's so sweet. He's got his mom there. And then I was like, they're holding hands. This is giving me like Cody Brown and his handsome mother vibes. So, of course, I had to look it up and listen to this. Okay, so do you Google Macron, however you say his name, Emmanuel with an E, Macron. So he married his wife, Brigitte Letourneau, in 2017, but this
good pronunciation, Jodie.
So freaking juicy. All right. He married Brigitte 24 years his senior and his former La Providence high school teacher in Amiens or something. They met during a theater workshop that she was giving when he was a 15-year-old student.
Holy
she
shit.
Was a 39-year-old teacher. But they only became a couple once he was 18.
Oh, yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. They all wait till they're 18, right? Before they touch.
But wait, it gets better. Uh-huh. His parents initially attempted to separate the couple by sending him away to Paris to finish his final year of schooling, as they felt his youth made this relationship a little inappropriate. However, the couple reunited after Macron graduated and were married in 2007. She has 3 children from a previous marriage. He has no children of his own. Okay, so then it just kind of like goes into their history or whatever. She divorced.
Good. She's keeping it tight.
He's 44 and she is 69.
Am I looking at the right person then? They are divorced, you said?
No, they're married. She was married and divorced in 2006, and they married not even a year later in 2007.
Woof, wonder why they got divorced.
Yeah.
She looks good, though.
I mean, she's a pretty woman, but immediately I was like, whoa, she's a lot older. I'm just saying, if this were the other way around, and it was a guy marrying their former student that they met when they were 15 years old, but they came out as a couple when he was 18. Nothing at all. I mean, most teachers stay very close with their students from ages 15 to 18, right?
Those Frenchies over there, they're living it up over there. They don't care about the PC stuff.
This is just so Mary Kay and Philly.
Yeah, maybe
R.I.P. Mary Kay Letourneau.
Yeah.
Letourneau.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She died.
Letourneau. That's French, right?
Letourneau. Yeah,
that's
it sounds
right.
French.
Okay, I just think this is so... It's scandalous. But like you said, like the French are like, meh, oui, oui. No big deal. And he's like a handsome-looking guy.
Yeah,
anyway.
He's handsome. He looks good.
All right. I just know how you love like an underage love story.
Well, you knew. Yeah, I'm so glad that you told me. I'm gonna really investigate it now.
All right. Now, speaking of relationships, okay. This Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck thing, we have not really talked about this.
I know. I feel like anytime good news like, not good news, but good news comes out, I'm always at work and I can't look at my phone. And then you and Justine have already talked about everything. And then
I've changed your mind. As came out in the 420 episode, everyone told me that I'm really good at convincing people to hate people that they previously liked.
I mean, it's not untrue.
I mean, I guess it's just an innate
not just people,
talent,
but like things
in
shows,
general,
yeah,
and people, people.
Definitely people for sure.
But listen,
like
that we wouldn't have our show. We love to hate everything.
Exactly.
And
I mean, I'll always jump on board to hate something. I'm very easily convinced to hate things.
Except you are very committed to being a huge fan of Kale Lowry. I don't know how you
I'm not.
stand with that one. You're a Lowry head.
I just hate Brianna more.
Well, listen, if you want to hear more Teen Mom, you got to check out our Patreon, of course. At Tier 1, you're getting our love and some Teen Mom 2 recaps. And then when Teen Mom is over, we plug in something else. And then now, Tier 2 and above, only $10 a month. So if you're at Tier 1, you're getting Teen Mom, only $2 more a month, and you're getting Sister Wives. And when Seeking Sister Wife comes back, I'm sure we're going to throw that in there.
We had Salt Lake City, both seasons of Salt Lake City.
Yeah, over like around 400 plus episodes that you have immediate access to. So head on over to Patreon. I'm trying to call it Press Play in May. It hasn't really caught on, but we're working on it.
Cool.
Get it? Play on the podcast. I can't even sell you on it. And
no, my aunt just sent me a text that she's like coming over right now.
To paint?
No, she forgot to take her ladder home. Okay.
Well, thank God you aren't using that. We know how you're always propping that ladder up like in Dawson's Creek. Right up to your window, waiting for your friends just to come climbing in. Speaking of Dawson's Creek,
wait, we didn't talk about J.Lo and Ben Affleck.
I am in a second, but look at this seamless transition to talk about what's coming up on Total Request Podcast. Your aunt and I planned that, actually.
Okay.
I sent her a text. I was like, bring up the ladder, and I'll do this sweet transition to Dawson's Creek. Total Request Podcast is like late 90s, early 2000 thing this week.
It is. I'm excited. I didn't even realize that.
We have a Dawson's Creek episode, which is an episode I never saw. I think I stopped watching after like season 2 or 3. This is season 6, and it is known as the worst episode that's ever been made of Dawson's Creek. It's called Rock Bottom. And
then we have on the other episode this week of TRP, we have an episode of Seventh Heaven that Nick just sent, I think, everyone in the group text like a TikTok video. Yeah. Did you like watch the TikTok of it?
I did.
Oh, because the second I watched it, I was like, oh, this is gold.
The problematic dad in real life finds a marijuana joint.
And the little brother gets so mad. He's like,
That's
how
me.
could you?
That would have been me. Totally. I would have been that total wuss. Like, okay, get over it.
Oh, it's going to be so good. So funny. So that's
it's called Who Knew? It's season 2, episode 4. Who Knew?
The infamous pot episode.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it is. Yeah. When I was look up photos, it was like everywhere. People have all these 420 immemorial kind of things. It's pretty funny.
You know, I think he sent that to us on 420, so that makes sense. Gotta love that algorithm.
Who knew Kachanov was a huge heaven head? All right, but back to Affleck and J.Lo. Yeah. You like these two or what?
I like a story where people come back together at some point.
Okay.
It's really nice.
I'm going to work my my infamous magic here. So you believe this, huh?
I guess I don't really care enough, but yeah, and I believe it.
Okay, well, I've been calling from the get-go that there is no way these two are back together.
Do you believe this more than Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian?
I was actually going to bring that up next. We're going to talk about that. Okay, so I've been saying this is fake all along because I feel like if it were real, there'd be two things going on. Jennifer Gardner would be real pissed off while she's gathering her eggs and chasing her chickens and shit. No, we would know about that. And I think we would see tons of photos like we did when she was with A-Rod, who has a picture of him taking a shit in his bathroom in a New York skyrise. high rise. Yeah, go Google it. It's great.
That's really funny.
He's taking a dump, like in a dress shirt, scrolling through on his phone, and he has like monogram towels and stuff next to him.
Yeah, we zoomed right in on it.
Well, yes, of course.
Obviously.
Listen, if you're going to be taking a shit in your high rise, everyone knows that you live there. Get some shades pulled down. You can afford it, okay? I think that we would see tons of photos of their kids all together and them boating and at, I don't know, like floor seats at the Lakers game. We'd see all that kind of shit.
Maybe they're trying to keep it on the DL.
Right, because neither of them like attention whatsoever.
Yeah.
J.Lo hates attention.
Bullshit. Is Affleck, like, sober or more sober now? Do we know?
I think he's trying. I think he's working on it, yeah.
Well, aren't we all?
Oh, my God, we really are.
I think literally everyone in the group text said that last week.
I know. It's hard. It's been a hard couple of years, so getting back to normalcy is just it's tough.
By the way, hang on. Sorry. Did you ever fix your fucking vape, or is it dead?
No, I think it's dead. I think it might have. Well, I think I made. I do think I made crystal meth inside that little thing. So what happened was this. What do you call it? A vape pen?
Yeah, you were basically doing your own version of like poppers. You were just getting like
I don't know what
spurts.
That was. But right before we were about to record, because I haven't really touched it really since the last 420.
Yes, and I've been yelling at her for the entire past year.
I'm like, I have the whole thing. So then I was like, oh no, it's not like, I think it's gelled up or something. So I ran it under hot water. And then I was like, oh, like the bottom of it lights up now, which it never did before. And then it started like
faulty. Maybe
it started like smoking.
Jeremy,
get it right.
It was
my dealer at the fully legal dispensary that I've been to once. And then it started smoking at the top, and then nothing started coming out. And so then I had a candle next to me, and I was like, well, maybe I just need to like heat it up and melt it again. And then everything just kind of crystallized. So I don't know. I might have just come up with something new. I'm gonna be the new Jeremy in this town.
You were blowing out smoke though, so something was going in and out of your body.
Yeah, TBD. Anyway, okay, so this J.Lo and Ben Affleck thing, I didn't believe it from the start, and now with this new ring, did you hear about the new engagement ring?
No.
Instead of a pink diamond, it's like a lime green diamond. It's just too. I just don't believe any of it. And, of course, all of the, like the stupid magazines, Radar Online and Us Weekly and UK Daily Mail, all have the same shot from this past weekend of the two of them out and about, and she's wearing a long maxi dress, and they're house hunting together. So I pulled up, my favorite place to go, blindgossip.com. And what do you know? As I was putting this in my notes, like, oh, this is full of shit. I got to talk to a man about this. Pulled up Blind Gossip, and here's the blind item, which is obviously them. This celebrity couple's been dating for months. They've been all over the internet holding hands and cuddling together. They must be really serious about each other, right? Not necessarily. They have not slept together yet. What? They've been dating 6 months? That's odd. The male half of our couple, okay, blah, blah, blah. So it just kind of like goes on, but it's like, yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. You know what? I just mixed that up. That was my Pete Davidson one. But anyway, it's along the same lines.
Like them. Okay.
Okay, we'll get to that. It's basically the same thing, though, for J.Lo and Ben Affleck. It's saying they're not really together. This is all a contract, which is done all the time in Hollywood. Okay, right. I know people who know people.
But at least they get along with each other. There's a history. They probably enjoy hanging out together and stuff.
Right. But listen, okay, so it's like a well-known thing. J.Lo always has to have a guy.
Yeah.
She has to be seen as a sex object, right? And she's gorgeous. So this whole time they've just been like drawing this thing out, and they're like, okay, well, now we got the proposal. Now we got to do the house hunting thing. So the whole gist of this is obviously it's fake, but also since she's been engaged so many times, they like have to plan the ring, that the ring has to be different. And then also his idea was going to be a take on how he proposed before, which was like this low key thing. Remember when she was like, she was like Jenny from the Block? back then?
No, I remember, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The Geely days.
Oh, right. So he was going to do the same thing and do this low-key, like, pizza at home sort of a thing. Quote, he thought it would be cute to sort of replicate the first time he proposed to her. It involved pizza and his mom and flowers, and even though it was very modest, it was also very sweet. But she vetoed the plan. She wasn't mean about it or anything like that. It was more like, hey, I'm so glad we're not repeating the mistakes of the past. Our lives are different now, and we're smarter, and we know that we need to be doing everything differently this time around, everything. He got the message. And she vetoed it and, like, made up this whole bigger proposal story. So she's kind of, like, leading this contract.
Isn't it embarrassing at a certain point when you've been engaged this many times to have, like, a big engagement thing like that?
Yeah, but I think that's kind of her... It's her thing. Who was that?
Elizabeth Taylor?
Elizabeth Taylor, thank you. You know, that was sort of her... You know, she's just like this beautiful woman that everyone wants to marry and lock down. I just think it's good for his image because if we weren't talking about him and J.Lo, we would be talking about him going to rehab. And she has to be with someone bigger and more successful and more famous than A-Rod taking a shit in his New York high-rise apartment. I will never let that down. And I know people don't like that because they're like, oh, it's his privacy. But pull the freaking shades down then. And I didn't take the picture, okay? It wasn't me.
To be bigger than A-Rod taking a shit. Okay.
So there you go. Okay. But
right.
So the other hot news is this whole Pete Davidson, Kim Kardashian. And I hate talking about the Kardashians. It goes against, like, every part of me. I hate it. But it begs a question. What does he have that all these women are with him?
A big dong.
But does that make up for the face?
I know. He's like... I wonder if Colin finds him attractive because Colin loves, like, the ugly.
He likes monkey ugly, though.
Pete Davidson's
I don't
pretty
think he's
monkey-ugly.
monkeyish. No.
I mean, he's funny.
I just don't get... I don't think he's the funniest guy in SNL.
No.
But yet he keeps sticking around
Who's the
there.
funniest guy on SNL?
Oh, who's that guy that I like? Kyle Mooney.
I love
like?
Kyle Mooney, yeah.
I like him. A lot of people don't. If you go on the SNL Reddit, subreddit, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I found my way in there, and people do not like him.
Oh, I love him.
They think he plays all the same character.
But all of them kind of play the same character.
Yeah, I agree. Anyway, okay, so another contract relationship here. According to Blind Gossip, they say that Pete and Kim haven't slept together. Like, she would never sleep with someone like him. He is not her type at all. And, like, he just, like, dives headfirst into all these relationships, right?
Right.
But she also is a, not my words, a chronic attention seeker, right? So given their histories, it says, don't you think that they would have hooked up immediately? What's the holdup? She thinks he's funny and she likes him as a friend, but she is not attracted to him. So why is she with him? Quote, she needed to have a storyline with a romantic interest and he was available. Because, you know, their new show is on Hulu.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's why I keep seeing them plastered everywhere. Okay.
Yeah. So he kept saying that he was going to sign the contract. And he didn't. He kept putting it off. But he has finally signed the contract, I guess now. So this is likely a publicity-based relationship. And it says, despite his history of unstable behavior, it's possible for our actor to keep it together and keep it professional for this arrangement. After all, he has done the publicity relationship before. Remember that relationship he had with a beautiful older actress a couple of years ago? In spite all of their public displays of affection, they never actually slept together. Do you know who that's referring to?
Yeah, I knew that this was a thing. I can't remember her name. Who was it? Was it Amber Heard?
I'm pretty sure it's it was Kate Beckinsale, I believe.
Yes, Kate Beckinsale. Yes.
Yeah, right? That sounds right.
That sounds.
But he has done this before, and I actually think Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes, they're like those two little kids. I think they were faking their relationship too.
Okay. Well, I don't care about
Okay,
that.
well, apparently you aren't that into it. Okay,
No,
I was like very excited about these.
Do you
these
think
items.
that Pete Davidson was like thrilled to sign up for this awesome feud with Kanye, or is Kanye in on this?
I think so, because that makes all the more reason for SNL to keep him around.
Yeah, I don't know why
people
Lorne
are gonna
Michaels
tune
has
in.
such a boner for him.
I don't
He's
get it
really
either.
not that funny.
No,
Like,
he
he's
breaks
funny.
every time. Every time he's on, he breaks.
Yeah. But, yeah, he's very Fallon-esque in that way, where I enjoy when he breaks. I love when anyone breaks, really. But
Well, I know, but not every time, because then it just looks lazy.
But he is a good actor. I really love The King of Staten Island.
Okay, I didn't see that. I mean, I think he's talented for sure. I'm not trying to like trash him, but it just doesn't make sense that this would all be real. It just doesn't.
Yeah, I've always been interested in that because Lorne Michaels just seemed to really go all in on him, and he had so many chances. He gets to take time off whenever he wants to have his little like his meltdowns.
Yep.
Not to like make light of those, but like he just kind of is. He's gone for like 3 weeks, and he doesn't seem to be able to do anything to get fired.
Right.
And I guess at this point they can't fire him because he's dating Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, exactly. And she does need something for the show. Although we only watched one episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Remember,
by the way,
Chris had a monkey.
Who? No,
Her
I've
mom
never seen an
adopted
episode of that. I think we
Yes,
did
you
one
have.
episode
We did
for TRP.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only one I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The funniest guy on SNL is Bowen Yang, by the way.
I don't think he shines on SNL though.
Really? I think he's great.
I think he's funny, but I know he's. Maybe I just like him better on Las Culturistas. I don't think he shines like he does
there is
on
also
SNL.
that where it's like, I think everyone who listens to Las Culturistas is so proud of him. So it's like
Yeah.
you're watching it from that vision.
Again,
It's
he's
like
not
when-
bad on it, but you're like, oh yeah, like yeah, more, or like he can be so much more funny. But it's an ensemble
I think he's
show, I
great.
guess.
It's like when Mike Mitchell's from the Doughboys was in the Tomorrow War, your favorite movie of last year.
Oh, remember when you made me recap that one?
The whole movie, baby. It's like 3 hours long. I made you watch that.
Thank you for reminding me, because I got 3 movies for Total Request Podcast that I just have on the back burner. I'm just ready to take those out anytime.
What, like Gone with the Wind?
No, because I'm not going to watch that.
Yeah,
Listen,
I know.
not to brag, but I've already read 3 books this year, so
That's right.
I don't need any more, intellectual stimulation.
I've got
Speaking of books,
Yeah.
Seth Rogen's, it's like an autobiography short story book. It's called Yearbook. It's so funny. You have to read it or get the audiobook.
Yeah, I keep listening to it as I'm falling asleep, and then I don't hear anything. So I'm like, I think something about his voice really puts me to sleep great, which is great for me.
I have a huge crush on him now.
Oh, I've always had a crush on him.
I'm convinced, reading that book, that he really is your soulmate. There's so many things in there that are so specific to you.
The Tourette's?
Well, no, not even like the Tourette's. Like he taught. Well, okay, whatever.
Well, that is something.
I'm not gonna ruin it because I want you to get to these different things. But it's
What
just
does he like
perfect.
have IBS as well?
Yeah, he does. He's
Really?
got some situations.
Well, then we're a
Yes.
perfect match. As long
But
as
it's
we
not
get
all
after.
that in the book. So if you're not into potty humor, which I'm really not either, it's not like heavy big poop stories or anything like that. He's just very just like charming and endearing and honest and silly, and it's a great book, and it's so quick. I mean, you finish it like a day or two.
Okay, I'll blow through that today.
It's so good.
Seth Rogen adjacent. There were 2
Yeah.
dogs at work yesterday, and that are like that came together.
Vicious?
No, all the dogs are perfect. Actually, there's a couple I really don't like, but the names are Michael Cera and Jane Franco.
Oh
I'm
God.
like, yikes on the Jane Franco-ness of it all.
Yeah.
But guess what I got to say all day yesterday?
What?
Michael. Mike, because he kept kind of whining at the door, and all day I was like, Michael,
Oh,
Michael,
Mike, I got a treat for you.
Michael.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, it's an 80 Bryant sketch that she does during Weekend Update with Michael Che, and it's so funny.
Actually,
She gets excited.
I was sorting through our Instagram like old messages that we've never looked at, and somebody did write in saying, "What is that Michael thing from?" And she's like, "I've tried to Google it, and it's impossible to find."
Sorry.
But that's what it's from. It's a Weekend Update.
Okay, so what else? So Seth Rogen book. I got a couple other things here.
I have one.
Yeah.
Just that the first episode of season 3 of Barry finally dropped today or last night.
Oh.
And it's Michael. It's so good.
Okay. And that's
really
with
watch it. Bill Hader.
Bill Hader. Okay.
My other boyfriend.
All right. Yeah, you do like him. Have you tuned into the Netflix Abercrombie documentary? It's called like Whiteout or Whitewash. You need to watch it. It's pretty good.
Oh, didn't Justine tell us about that?
Yeah, it's really good. It's I mean, especially people around our age, when Abercrombie got really big in the late 90s, early 2000s, and just how horrible and racist and classist the company was.
Oh, that actually makes sense because you know who loves Abercrombie? Robin Brown. The episode we're going to be covering tomorrow in Sister Wives.
Oh, she is not their demographic.
Out. Well, she thinks she thought she was.
She thinks she is, yeah.
She was wearing full Abercrombie the entire episode we're about to recap. Just so you know.
What was that other documentary that I told you? I've already forgot the name of it. It's oh my gosh, I'm gonna remember. It's on HBO, I believe, and it is with Carrie Stainer and Steven Stainer from I Know My First Name is Steven.
Oh yeah, no, I
texted you about this.
It's on Hulu.
Hulu, thank you. It's a 3-part documentary series or small series. It is excellent. If any of you remember, I Know My First Name is Steven. Steven Stainer was kidnapped and then he was found, oh my gosh.
Like 7 years later.
Yeah, I was going to say 7-8 years later. And then later, we come to find out that his older brother, Carrie Stainer, was a serial killer and now he's on death row. But it's such a unique way for a documentary to be done because the original miniseries that was on TV, I Know My First Name is Steven.
That's a really great title. That's a great title for a documentary.
Well, because he said it.
I know. I do know that. I never put together that's that same person. That makes sense. Okay.
I remember watching it at the age that he was kidnapped. My mom watched it with me. Clear as day, I remember being terrified, and of course we watched it together. And so they now in the documentary took the actors who played Stephen and Carrie in the documentary. They brought them back to read actual transcripts that were not released before, and the writer of the miniseries, like what his notes were and how it was different. And they had their mom on there talking and Stephen's kids, because Stephen died when he was only 24, which is so tragic.
In like a motorcycle accident. I feel like you're giving away all the spoilers.
No, that's not a spoiler. I thought everyone knew that he died young.
I didn't know anything really. I just saw like that it was advertised on Hulu. And
I'm not giving you any spoilers.
Story. Right.
That's not really a spoiler. It's just the way it's done is it's great. Watch it, knock it out. And I think that each episode's only like 40 minutes or something.
All right. I've got a good day for me then.
Okay. And then I have another suggestion. Everyone needs to go and watch this show. And I brought this up probably a couple years ago, but finally there's a new season of it, probably because of COVID. They couldn't film. It's To Catch a Smuggler, and it's on National Geographic, Discovery, TLC, whatever. Just Google To Catch a Smuggler. When I tell you the thrill I get watching this show, they go to the border for Canada or like Miami at the airport, and they have all of these Homeland Security agents like setting up stings, and like the DEA like catching people smuggling in cocaine and stuff, and then sometimes they go undercover and they follow the person, like the mule, and where they're gonna go, and they like get the top guy. But sometimes it's just people who are coming in, they're like, oh, I'm just coming here to sell clothes, and then they find drugs in their shoes because the shoes are too heavy. Oh my god, it's
like
so
there's lots of dogs
good.
probably featured in there. Hey,
yeah, but the dogs are really nice, and it says do not pet. So there's a disclaimer.
I would not like that show at all because I would feel I would have too much like empathy for the people.
No, you won't. No, you won't. It's
They're just trying to do their thing.
No. Oh my, no. But sometimes listen, if they cooperate with those agents, then often they get off with lesser or no charges because they want the kingpins. They want the big guys.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, don't go to prison for someone else. Tell us who it is. So that brings me to my dream job that I had this revelation over the weekend. Do you see how excited I am about this?
Yeah.
Okay, I always thought, like, I just want to be, like, a ride-along person. Like, I don't want to actually go and, like, knock the door down and get these people. But I want to watch it, right?
Would you want to, like, do, like, undercover? I feel like that would be fun. You can use your acting chops.
Listen. No, because that's too dangerous. And I would become attached. And, like, if the person had a kid, then all of a sudden I'd be fostering them. And it would get too emotionally involved. So... And Paige and Dave laughed at me as I screamed this out. Dream job, perfect job. I know I was born to be the hype person in the undercover vehicle with the undercover agents. Like, I'm the one who's there that's like, you guys can do it. Let's, like, get in there. You're going to get that door down. You got this. You got this. Go, go, go. But I don't actually do any. Like, I stay in the car.
Is there a specific person that's hired for that job?
Well, it should be me. And I think this job should exist.
In your head. Okay.
Yeah. Or, like, I could have, like, a top secret laptop with me, and I can be, like, boom, 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 like, pulling up information and giving it to them. Someone else has to do directions because I'm not good at directions. But, like, I could hype you up. I'm in there.
Aw, I would feel bad, though, for the people. They must be so
they're
nervous.
Bad guys.
They're nervous going across the border. They're just trying to get it done.
No, I'm talking about the undercover agents who are going to get the bad guys.
No, I get it, but that's why I wouldn't like the show because I would still feel bad.
No,
for the
you
criminals.
won't. No, you won't.
Why? But I think cocaine is good.
No. Amanda?
What? It's fun.
Amanda.
Again, haven't done it in
on the latest one, Michael.
Michael.
They knew this guy was coming in and they, like, let him pass security because they're like, oh yeah, because we know that the people because we know that the people picking him up are going to be like they're like the head dudes, right?
They're the baddies.
Yes. So they had undercover agents, Michael, and one of them was, like, sitting at the gate just like, I'm a dad on a business trip, but he was really undercover, and he's, like, sending messages to the undercover outside, and they call him UCs, undercover. And so there was, like, UCs outside, and then the guy came out with, like, the drugs in his backpack, and then this blacked out SUV came up, and then all the cars were like, they, like, got around it and blocked it in and pulled the guys out, and then all the people waiting on the sidewalk for the rides got to see all of it go down live.
I would love that.
I know.
That's my dream job. Just being a person that watches it happen but doesn't have any responsibility.
I mean, dream come true, right? You're just waiting at the terminal and all this just goes down right in front of you.
I mean, it truly is the reason that there's always slowdown of traffic when there's, like, an accident or something. Because you're like, what's going on up there? And then once you get to once you're next to, like,
I just miss all the hubbub. I miss all the good stuff.
Yeah, but still, when you get your spot and you get to actually, you're like, yeah, no, I'm glad everyone got to slow down for that. Because then I got to see stuff.
Dave said one time he was going through the airport and a dog sniffed out a guy next to him. Like, he's like, oh, not to brag, but I've had, like, lots of dogs come around and sniff. I'm like, okay, rub it in. But a dog, like, sniffed out a guy, and I'm like, oh, what did he have? Like, what did it sniff? And he's like, I don't know, the dog just sat. I'm like, where'd they take him? Like, did they do it right there? He's like, I don't know, I didn't pay attention.
It's like, don't tell me this, don't start a
I
story
know,
like
don't
that.
Get me all excited.
I want, like, hair color, what this person was wearing.
Exactly. Where were they coming from? Were they on your flight? Did you sit near them? Did they eat on the flight? Did they look nervous? Maybe they're packing. Maybe they swallowed them.
Ugh. Yesterday, during my break from work, this is another fun thing I wanted to say. Look, okay. I never say nice things about myself, but here's one. I was at work yesterday. I was training this girl who's, like, my new best friend. I really like her a lot. I just like to do about her. But she said yesterday, she said something about, like, oh, yeah, I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, I think she might have had like some kind of like weight loss surgery or something, because she had said that she had just recently lost a bunch
Okay, now
of weight.
I'm really jealous of her.
I know,
You're like not making this story any better.
This is not her calling me skinny by any means. But she was like, oh yeah, ever since, she's like, just lately it's just been really hard to lose weight or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, once I turned about 30, I started really kind of slowing down on that. And then she's like, how old are you? And I was like, oh, I'm 39. And she's like, I could have, she's like, I would have like taken a lie detector test saying that I swore that you were 25. 25!
I believe that.
No.
You have like a young energy, a young look. You look younger than you are.
But then my face turned bright purple, and I was like,
were you wearing your sunglasses? Your sunglasses that everyone knows you by?
They were sitting on my collar there. I had them ready. They were sitting on my collar. But anyway,
Amanda.
Amanda. I can picture it in my head right now. Amanda and her aviators. But I had my pink aviators on, and I was on my lunch break, and I was trying to drive to Tim Hortons. And,
I was going to guess that.
Of course. And I see this black pit bull just like strolling up and down the street, and people are just like walking past it and like petting it, and this dog just has like no care in the wheel, is like crossing the street, and I'm like, is this my thing now? I have to do this
now.
Yeah. And people are like petting it, and I'm like, is that your dog? And everyone's just like, no. And I'm like, how come no one has the thought like there's a dog wandering around? Yeah, maybe I should handle this somehow. So that was my fucking lunch hour. But then I was nervous that if I got out of the car, it would like run into traffic and like get hit by a car. So I was trying to keep like a distance. I was trying to get in my car. I just didn't have a care in the world. Long story short, it did disappear into an alley at least. So maybe anyway, but I'm like texting everyone at work. I'm like, if I can get this dog, do I just like bring it to work?
Yeah.
Then my boss said that there's a law in Canada that if you do that, the family can sue you for kidnapping. So
did it have a collar on? Could you see?
I don't think it did. But it looked friendly. It was like walking up to people. But then last night I went on TikTok when I got home, and there was this girl who found a black pit bull and it had been like following it around, and she had a Canadian accent. I'm like, is that how good my algorithm is that happened?
What if it was that dog?
I think it honestly looked exactly like the dog.
You should have commented.
Yeah. I thought about the dog the whole rest of the day. Anyway, my boss ended up calling in to 311 Amanda.
Is that like the 911?
No, it's like
special animal.
It's just like the general Calgary help me situation. Anyway,
Cute.
I thought that was a fun story.
Well, I'm going to make you feel even better about yourself.
Oh, well, I don't know how. I mean, I'm really right up there already.
I mean, that's pretty good. 25. Wow. Wish I could say the same, but alas, I cannot.
I think you look like you're in your 20s.
Now she says this. She's like, I do. I really do. Look, her arms are crossed. She just crossed her arms and her legs when she said that. I'm kidding. Yeah. Okay, I'm kidding. Kidding. That's always the best thing to say after you make a joke.
Yeah.
It really lands well.
Let people know you're kidding. All right, well.
I found this TikToker, this woman, via UK Daily Mail, and I'm so glad I did. Her TikTok is at Vox Kimberly, Vox Kimberly, and she's like a voice artist. She does a lot of audiobooks and stuff, and that's okay. I'm going to tell you how she kind of became a little bit viral, but besides what I'm going to tell you, she does a lot of these, what she calls profane daily affirmations, and she'll read them, of course, in her amazing voice, but some of them are like, today I will carry myself with the confidence of a mediocre white man, or it is not your goddamn fault. You know, they're just like very funny, or like, you have not even begun to be a hot bitch today. You know, there's just like great funny things. But she started to go viral because she was noticing in some of these audiobooks that either she was hired to do or that she listens to, or people who follow her and send them, that funny enough, there are quite a few male authors, very well-known ones, that have written some, how you say, problematic things.
Yep.
Yeah. And so she's reading, now she's going and she's reading these paragraphs or sentences that these authors have written, like these very sexist, condescending things, and they're going viral, which is amazing. So one of them is Bill Bryson, The Lost Continent from 1989. And some of these are like 2017. Some of them are earlier, but let me just read this to you. Okay. This is a quote. I will say this, however, and it's a strange, strange thing. The teenage daughters of these fat women are always utterly delectable, as soft and gloriously rounded and naturally fresh smelling as a basket of fruit. I don't know what it is that happens to them, but it must be awful to marry one of these nubile cuties, knowing that there's a ticking time bomb away in her that will at some unknown date make her bloat out into something huge and grotesque, presumably all of a sudden without much notice, like a self-inflating raft with the pin that has been yanked. Sweet,
Why was
right?
that supposed to make me feel good about myself?
Yeah, I know. Never been called out. A lot of these things are like about young girls and like their nipples and their tight shirts and all this kind of shit. Like it's really, it's disgusting. But on the same hand, it's great that she's reading these and people are hearing it and being like, yeah, that's not cool. And not to like cancel these authors, but to see, obviously I think her intent is like, let's see why maybe people have these subconscious attitudes about women or young girls. Like, oh, they want it. And there's one that I'm not going to read. You can kind of see. And she'll put trigger warnings on things too. Or quite a few of them, actually, that are like, you know, she's just so beautiful and sweet and sexy in a way that she doesn't even know it. Like when we're making love, it almost has like the taste of rape. Or, you know, like things like that where it's like, what the fuck?
Jesus.
And some of this stuff is like from the last couple years. And it's getting published and, you know, these people get awards and all this kind of crap.
It's not surprising.
Okay. That wasn't meant to be a downer. But anyway, go and follow this woman. I think she's great. It's at Vox Kimberly. Narrator, director, book nerd. New York City, Amanda. Maybe you knew her.
Maybe. I don't like to go to New York.
She kind of looks like Julie Klausner.
Who does? Oh, this person.
Woman.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What was like, there's this TikTok trend that I'm not loving, that they like do like a time lapse backwards of like famous it's always actresses, and it's like
sure,
and it's always like an actress who's now gained weight, and then and all the comments are like, that's not even her. The most recent one I saw was Bridget Fonda.
I was just gonna say that because I've seen that one,
and everyone's like, that's not her. And then I googled it.
I can't believe it. No way. God forbid she gained weight, and she's probably like, what, almost 60 or something?
Yeah, she is. She's 60. And, like, she looks completely normal. And then her original picture, she's so skinny. I'm like, she must have been so hungry all the time back then.
And she's probably 19.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
19 through, like, 30. She just was, like, she spent, like, 10 years not eating.
But then you could have people men that age, like Gerard Depardieu, and they're still famous, you know?
Gerard Depardieu!
I don't know. I don't know why he popped in my head.
Oh my god.
Did you ever see that movie, My Father the Hero?
I saw it in theaters.
Oh, that's just like a very Canadian, we're going into the theater to see a movie.
Yeah, I remember we showed up late and we kind of couldn't really follow it. Katherine Heigl is the daughter in that.
Yep,
do you know that?
That's right.
I wonder how well that movie's aged. I don't remember anything about it other
not
than he
well,
water skis.
Because she pretends that her dad is her lover.
Right. Oh god.
That's why I was bringing that up.
I forgot about that.
And she's like, oh, daddy. And she would like crawl in his lap and stuff because she wanted the. Oh my
god.
There was some boy or someone who worked there that she was trying to impress by making her dad Gerard Depardieu her love interest.
Body extraordinaire. I'm a real Depardieu head.
Oh. I mean, he's one ugly looking dude.
He's got a schnoz, for sure.
Ugh. Is he still alive?
I don't know.
I feel like he might have been Me Too'd.
Gerard Depardieu?
Yeah. Don't you think he's got that energy?
I don't know much about him.
Or is it just a Depardieu thing? It's just a Depardieu thing.
A lot of French discussion here today.
Oh God, I'm a huge France.
It's all
head.
about France today on Love to Hate Everything.
I'm coming in hot. That Macron, it just like set the tone. Whoa, and that rhymed too.
Yeah, it did. That was nice.
Anything else that's hot topics for you? I mean, I have like a whole bunch of other ones, but I'll save them.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
right.
Any updates on Isaac?
I haven't checked today.
There was a creepy one from the other day, hey? Do you remember that?
Well, which one? They're all creepy. You guys,
Yeah, I know.
Get on it. Positively awesome Isaac. He is positively awesome. His mom, who's a.k.a. Dee from Mommy Dead and Dearest, Gypsy.
He lives with his dad, so it's him and his dad. And then sometimes he goes to his mom's house, and he's constantly
when there's some
doing
laundry that he needs to do.
Do you do laundry that often? You have a
That's
family
his
of 4,
job.
but...
Well, I get it. That's his chore, his job to do while she's working. Sometimes she works till midnight. Sometimes she works until 8 o'clock. Yet we know Dee. She's on keto. Don't know if you caught that one. And she's
she only
into calling him sir.
I know, and it's so condescending.
She's on this 3-week kick of calling him sir after everything.
Also, she let everyone know that she only has one pair of pants that still fit me because I've lost so much weight.
She changed her eyeglasses 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, she's going out tonight.
It's not about you, Dee. Even though that was on her own.
I know.
Her own TikTok. It's her own fault for being there, but
she knows what she's doing because his algorithm, like everyone going to him, and then her algorithm makes her pop up.
I mean, I really hope whatever she is getting for Isaac in terms of, it's not a GoFundMe. I think they have, I don't know how she gets money or donations or whatever.
It's they have like a link tree or something, like you can send gifts and stuff, like different. There's like his wish list and stuff like that.
Yeah, I hope it's going all towards him. I really, really do. I mean, I'm sure she's a good mom. She's a great mom, but she's just in his face all the time. Yeah. And you could tell she's just making him say things over that he just said, and then he'll be annoyed. You could tell he's annoyed. He's like, I just said I was going to do the thing that I always must do. She's like, and what's that, sir? He's like,
excuse
the laundry.
Me, sir.
I said I'm doing the laundry. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk
right.
90 Day Fiance.
Oh, let us talk. I mean, where do we begin? I'm kind of hating everyone.
This is the thought I had last night. I'm glad you reminded me. If I ever got cast on one of these shows, I would really feel like I need to take a good, strong look at myself. Because no one's getting on this show because they're likable, or not even likable, because some of these people are likable. Sure. But like, they're not going to cast you because the producers think your relationship's going to work in any way.
Oh, yeah,
right?
people are going to like her. That's not why you're getting on the show.
Well, but there's some people that come across as likable, but in their own way that they aren't really aware of, like Jimena.
Yeah. Yes.
Or like Anfisa. But like, no one's casting 2 people that look like they're really in love and they're just going to have a great life together.
That's going to be easy peasy. Yeah.
I mean, who are the people like that? Who's the one with
Emily
that really
and Kobe?
No, they're on Pillow Talk and I can't stand them, but
Elizabeth and Andre.
No, them two. Andre. No, the other one.
Asuelu.
No. He's got a huge hanging swinging dick.
Oh, Tim and Veronica?
No, I do like Tim and Veronica though. Come on,
you said huge. I thought you were gonna say head, and then you went with dick, and then that threw me off.
On Pillow Talk, he always. She's pregnant now, and they have their own show. This is good. He's like from Israel, and you find them annoying.
What?
Everyone is screaming at you right now because I can't think of who this is, but you should know.
Wait, Avery?
She has Tourette's.
Oh, okay.
Trying to find something relatable about her.
Lauren and Alexi.
Yes, Lauren and Alexi.
Okay, sorry. When you said they, I was thinking this girl Avery, who I don't even think you know them, because I think she did move to Israel to be with her guy or whatever. Okay, whatever.
Oh, she she like became. Oh no,
Yeah.
not the one that wears the.
Yeah, she
headscarf.
converted.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she got in a huge fight with Angela on one of the reunions.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's who I was thinking.
Andre.
Okay, yeah, Lauren and Alexi, like, yeah, just boring. They're the Cole and Chelsea of the franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Can we start with Emily and Kobe?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Emily would be like, okay, I like her. I'm sure she's probably cool to hang out with before she has 1.5 children. I think I texted you. I wish I had the type of body dysmorphia that Emily has, because when she was holding up that lingerie that was 6 sizes too small.
It doesn't look like it would fit anyone I know.
No, and I'm not even
human.
saying like she's a normal sized girl, but she was holding up something and it was a black something and she put her hands in it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that was a bra, if it was underwear.
I think it was underwear. So that you
I couldn't even tell what it was.
Like underwear. I wasn't sure what you were talking about because you texted me that when I was at work and I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to watch this until I get home. And I remember you saying the thing about the lingerie and the person thinking they were smaller than they are. But then, who's the older woman? Eve,
oh yes.
She also had a lingerie scene where it looked like the lingerie wasn't going to fit either. So
yeah, I mean, but Emily had a lot. Like, are you planning on wearing this every night under something? Like, it's just gonna come off. I mean, I get it. I'm not a lingerie person. Just I don't have the disposable income. I mean, I keep my underwear budget very specified for my Amazon underwear that I love very much. Now, I would love to know what everyone thought who purchased it. Let's have those reviews come in. I'm not going to spend my money on that kind of stuff. Probably just been married too long. But it just seemed like a lot to pack for one night. Like, is it going to be like a fashion show at lunch? And she's going to put it all on?
I don't know, because I feel like I feel like whenever we see like Love After Lockup or something like this, where like the guy hasn't had sex in a really long time, it's like a hit it and quit it kind of thing. It was like immediate, like you jizz right away, it's over. Are they planning on having like a full night sex fest? Have you ever found anything more relatable than when she said, yeah, we haven't had sex in like 2 years, and I mean, I'm not really even into it or anything, but I mean, I guess we'll do it.
She's like, it'll be like probably like all night tonight, and then later it'll just be like, okay, just going to bed, it's cool.
Yeah, but it's just like that she's like, I'm not really like feeling sexy or sexual or horny at all, but I guess I'll do it for him. And I'm like, yeah, it's like,
I get it. I mean, I'm glad she's doing that. That's cool. It just seems like a lot of sets. Like, was she on some sort of a monthly subscription service where she got a new one every month?
Oh,
it just seemed very small.
Oh, yeah. Well, it might be, but it also does look, did they have, like, tags on them still?
Yeah,
they might have just
tags.
Right, so she did just buy these. These weren't just from when she was, before pre-baby.
Right, no, it's new. Like, she held up one, and I was like, you have way too much milk in your boobs for those to, that's not gonna fit.
Now, I know that other cultures aren't as precious as we all are over here in the West. Mm-hmm. But would it make you feel better? Or, like, would there be a mild sense of relief almost if your husband hasn't seen you in 2 years and he just says straight off the bat, she's gained a lot of weight, but she still looks really good? Because it's blunt. Like,
my face would have done what she did, where it wasn't like a what the fuck you say. It really was just a... I mean, she just opened her mouth and just looked at the camera and just, okay. So you said it.
But in a way, isn't that...
Because I'm sure she's thinking like, okay, well, he's not wrong, but like, he wasn't being mean saying it.
Yeah, he's being factual.
But how do I take this on right now?
Oh, no, I would think about that every day until my last breath.
Oh, until my last breath. Yeah, absolutely.
He said I could
just like we say that TikTok account that they drive through Los Angeles and they're just like, hey. Make these comments or like, hey, do you have a mirror in your pocket? Because I see you're looking good. I don't know. They like come up with these stupid puns.
Yeah, how did you get to be so beautiful? And all the people had great reactions. And again, like we said, we would think about it What did she mean by that? Why did
Yeah.
they yell at me like that? That was
Like, your
obviously- they're
hair,
obviously
you're
kidding.
nailing it today. And I'd be like, oh my God, what did I do with my hair? Oh my God. Are they making, like, they're
Well-
obviously trolling me.
Yeah, but also the other thing that doesn't help is that they are yelling at some people who do kind of look like shit. Like, that are, like, just going to the grocery store, haven't showered, like, they're just trying to get through
And
the
are
day.
they picking me like, hey, you, look at you.
Yeah,
You look good
exactly.
for going to the store, you.
You did it. You did something today.
That takes a lot of bravery and courage to get out here looking like that, you.
There's a really good TikTok account that never comes up for me anymore, but it's like, I think it's in New Zealand, maybe?
The guy giving flowers.
Yeah, and I always,
hadn't thought
because
about
people
that.
always immediately look angry, like pissed immediately, like,
Like, are
what are
you
you doing?
charging me for this?
But they're just, it's so lovely.
Yeah.
And he has
Well,
like such
hopefully
a
it comes
great
out now.
accent. He's like, I'm just giving away flowers today. I'm just trying to give you somebody a nice day. If you don't mind, I'm going to post this on social media. That's a pretty good accent I just did, hey?
That was pretty good.
Hey!
Oh, I just get ones of horses attacking people because you sent me that one. Told you horses can be dangerous.
That was really funny.
That horse tried to bite her head off.
Can
It
you imagine
snapped
being
her back.
bit
It
by
could
a
have snapped.
horse?
Yes, I can.
You've never
Yes,
been
I
bit
can
by a
imagine
horse.
it. No, I was just run across a barbed wire fence, then down a very rocky, steep hill into a lake.
There's no funnier.
And it stopped to
for some
piss.
reason.
Oh, and it just splashed all over me. Again, I don't know where a horse's hole is, but it can spray.
A horse sneezed directly into my face at the Calgary Stampede one time. I
told
tasted
you.
it.
Ooh, I can imagine it.
Because it was like interested in me. It was like I felt really cool because it was like really like into me, and I was like sweet, and I like put my hand up to pet it, and it just like sneezed directly into my face, and there were probably 30 people standing around that all laughed at me.
I told you, because they're smarter. They're way smarter than humans give them
Daphne was
credit
there.
for. Oof. Okay, so back to Emily and her
Yeah.
teeny tiny lingerie. My stomach just dropped out of me when he said that.
I know.
She did just have a baby, and obviously we know she's about to have another one. I mean,
then
that's
you
just like a
know-
known
I
thing,
know.
right?
And you know, deep down, he doesn't mean it that way. He doesn't mean it in a mean way. He kind of means it just as a compliment. Like,
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
he
she's
doesn't
damn
look like
right.
he would be an underwear model. I mean, he's
Oh,
a
yeah.
good-looking guy, but his build doesn't look like someone would be hiring to model little Calvin Kleins or anything. That said,
Yeah.
he is very cute. I'm nervous for her, how exactly he's going to react to this. We're not going to the house. We're
it's
gonna
a
spend
bad
the night.
plan, and I almost feel like, is this producer based so that there's some kind of drama right at the beginning? Because
No,
how
I'm
could
sure she did want a night. I would want a night.
I believe that, but how could she not think that all he's thinking about is
sure.
holding his son for the first time? That's all
Yeah.
he's been thinking about this whole time, and then the whole plane ride there. That's all he's thinking of. Like, I finally get to see my son, and now they have to.
Well,
like,
it's
go
a
to
nightmare
hotel.
scenario for her to drive 2 hours to the airport with a toddler in the car. Nightmare. Then to be waiting around the airport, going back to the hotel room, in a hotel room with a toddler and him. That would be horrible. But she should have told him ahead of time.
And her parents seem like pushovers enough that if she'd waited maybe a few days, they could maybe take a little vacation together. Her parents would obviously stay home and take care of the kid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're saying like once he's here, like go see
Yeah, like let him
and-
see the
yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my heart's breaking for her and for her sister who needs a makeover so badly.
The bangs were a little better in her talking heads because the bangs were at least like I think she had a round roller and at least blew dry them this way.
Yeah. Like
But
they're
in,
still
like, the
dry.
actual-
They
but
hadn't
in the
settled into
scene-
the forehead grease yet.
Yeah, in the scenes, she
Mm-hmm.
had obviously just let them air dry without even like. I've had bangs several times in my life. I always consider trying them again. I'm not going to, but sometimes that's nice because then you don't have to pluck your eyebrows and then forehead wrinkles.
okay.
Blah, blah, blah. But like you do, as you're air drying them, you have to be constantly like combing them or like brushing through them
To keep them straight.
You have to kind of just keep fluffing them. Yeah, you
Ugh.
have to. And
That's
this
a
girl
lot of
definitely
work.
did not touch them when they were air drying. She just walked around.
She's
with them.
really pretty. She just needs a
She
different
is.
haircut.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
Someone's just got to get in there and take off some length.
It's a very like polygamist kind of looking hairdo. Almost.
Yeah. I feel like she's more progressive than her hair tells us.
Yeah. But maybe that's her charm. She doesn't realize how hot she is.
Yeah. Like she's like, I don't care.
Maybe
like one of those,
she'll
like,
go on
I
the
don't
single life next year and get a makeover like Debbie.
Ooh. Do we want Emily to have a single life?
Not Emily, her sister.
Well, I know, but she's like a +1. The +1s don't go on single
but
life.
Debbie got a single life.
Well, that's because Debbie became a huge bitch and she was DeBella DeBall.
She's the Barb.
That's why she got to go on there, yeah.
The Babs.
Okay, how about Jabri and Miona? I mean,
Andrew
these
Reynolds.
two are probably
not
so much fun to hang out with.
Oh,
I can see the
God.
Andrew Reynolds. I can see it.
I mean, that's all I can see is Andrew fucking Reynolds.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Jabri and Miona are what every American who's over the age of like 68 thinks youngsters are.
Yeah.
You know, like all these kids taking the pictures for the phone. You know, like they're just like...
And he's also doing like this kind of hipstery thing. We talked about this last time, but he's being like that for the sake of shock value, not because he actually enjoys these clothes.
Yes. Those stupid pink razor-shaped glasses. I wanted to knock those off his face.
Hey, careful about the pink glasses, okay? Some of us like those.
Not the ones that he wore to the airport. I mean, those were bad too. But the ones that he wore, you know, while going through the car wash with his window down.
Oh, that was the funniest thing ever.
And the guy who was working that car wash was like, I'm not saying anything. You're
no.
dumb enough to have your window down.
I wonder how often that happens. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure probably it happens quite a bit with sunroofs. I could see people leaving those open.
I remember hearing a story about like I forget what it was, but somebody was like in a car wash and it like malfunctioned and it went like too low and it started just like ripping the whole top off of the car.
Oh my God! Yikes!
And it's like all the water and soap is just like hitting you and you're stuck in there and you're screaming and like what the fuck do you do?
I bet you that happens if there's like a kid in the back seat and you don't lock your windows. I could see like little kids letting it go down, putting the window down, and then water coming in.
Yeah. That's kind of hilarious too. That's hilarious.
I remember I went through a car wash when the kids were both really little. So Charlie was a couple months old and Paige was a little over 1. And I went through and it was just like the noise freaked them both out. And they were both screaming, bawling, crying as soon as we went in the whole time. Just like, that was funny. It was funny.
Through a car wash? Taking a dog through a car wash is so funny.
Oh, do they freak out and get scared?
They don't. Well, I mean, my dog growing up, Tasha, was a toy poodle, and she was such a bitch, and she hated me. And but she would go ape shit.
I wonder what that feeling is like. An animal hating you. Huh.
No animal hates you.
Did she run you against a barbed wire fence?
Okay, that horse.
No one in my life has hated me as much as Buttercup hated me. And I was actively trying to be kind to her.
Wow.
She cost me my Girl Scout patch.
I
didn't even get the fucking patch after that.
You still got on the horse, though.
I know, but then when I was scared later, because I didn't want to brush the horses, they still made me stand there, but I still didn't get the patch. I know, that's horrible. If I were the Girl Scout leader, take the fucking patch.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Juliette Gordon-Lowe isn't going to roll over in her grave and come after me.
Remember there was a whole season of Teen Mom about Caitlyn brushing a horse?
What was its name?
Fuck. What was it?
It was like
I think it was like
or Carrie. Tassels. I don't know. So
Tassels.
Well, I know Sophia's was Sprinkles or Sparkles.
No,
toy
it
pony,
wasn't.
remember?
It was a bit. No, god damn it. Caitlyn
Okay.
Faltiera horse.
I want to say it was Tasha or something. Callie.
Not...
Callie.
It is Callie. But what was Rainbow? What was Sophia's name? Sophia's
It was
horse.
Sparkles or Sprinkles.
It was not. You're wrong.
Okay,
it's something funnier than that. Sophia Abraham Pony.
Yeah. Well, while you're looking it up, something else that was funny was when Jabri split his pants.
Starburst.
Okay.
It's close enough.
Sprinkle, sparkle, starburst, same difference. Okay,
Right,
so
Jabri's
Jabri's pants that he bought at Hot Topic ripped when he bent down. Shocker. I hate that he brought this huge wrapped up shit in the car. Angela from The Office, what am I going to do with this?
Yeah.
If we're coming back here to the house, why not just leave it there?
And the red carpet. Do you know how much I would on purpose stomp right through that thing and roll my suitcase right over
You know how pissed people would be if they had like their rolling luggage and they like catched on that thing and that they're dragging the carpet with them? Oh, I'm sorry. You want me to avoid this 17 square foot area because your girlfriend's coming? Like we're all supposed to walk around you? I'm shocked that airport officials, based on my viewing of To Catch a Smuggler, they don't let that stuff go down in an international airport.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Wouldn't people be like, "Sir, what are you doing? What are you
What's
doing
in this huge wrapped box that you're carrying in? And this cocaine-shaped box?"
I mean, it was pretty funny though, because he's like, no, don't. I mean, also that said, no one was even at this airport, so.
That's true, because it's in South Dakota.
Oh, also, you know what has been missing? We've seen 2 airport pickups so far this season.
Okay. Yes.
And you know what's been missing from both of them is watching the watching the pilot and the stewardesses roll through with their...
no, yeah, that's because no one's been close to being stood up yet.
Right. What happened? What do you think, Mike?
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
It happened with Ben and Mahogany.
Mahogany. Maybe when Eve goes to pick up Mohammed, we'll see like, oh God, where is he? Where is he? There goes the stewardess. Oh, there goes 2 It's always 2 male pilots walking, talking to each other as they leave. And they're like, God, it must be the last plane in tonight. Where is he? And then there they come. Okay, so Miona is at the place with her fillers where she's only contemplated where it should go while she's having a serious face. So when she smiles, her face looks psychotic.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's not cute when she smiles. It's very Joker scary. There's like a weird, like a Cabbage Patchy sort of thing that goes on with the corners of the mouth. Don't like it at all. I think his mom's going to hate her.
Yeah, she's not really a warm and fuzzy gal, really.
No. And I don't know. Based on her Instagram, it looks like they're still together. But I know they probably have to kind of do that for the show.
Did you see that she wrote that whole thing on Instagram about how
she's not trying to change her race?
Yeah, exactly. And then she's really doubling down on it, which kind of makes it more ridiculous. She's saying that like long braids originated in Serbia.
Oh, I saw that. But they were like braids, and they were very long. They were not. It wasn't a wig on top of their heads.
Right. Yeah.
Looking like textured ethnic hair. I'm sorry if I'm using the wrong terminology. I mean, I get what people are seeing.
Yeah. Because she doesn't just look tan. Because I looked through a whole bunch of her pictures, and I'm like, no, you. Because I'm like, maybe
she's drawing her lips, and again, the type of wigs or extensions, whatever it is that she's using. I don't know, but Jabri likes it. Jabri, he doesn't read totally straight to me.
Oh yeah, you texted me that too, that you're like, this relationship with his friend, because he talks about his friend. It's weird because like when people have a friend on these shows, we don't usually get like a full backstory about it. It's just like, this is my friend, Stanley. But he's like, we've been friends for this long, and this is how I know him, and like, he just really went into it. And I'm like, I feel like this is gonna be like a main character. Yeah,
or again, maybe it's just people are more comfortable showing different aspects of themselves or whatever. This whole Miona breaking up the band thing is going to be a very interesting storyline, because I actually looked up Black Serbs, their band.
Yeah.
And I think on Spotify, it's pulled up like the average of 200 listens per month. And I'm going to say that average probably took a huge spike based on him premiering on the show last week. So the actual average is probably 12.
Yeah.
I mean, like right where ours are, basically.
Yeah. I was gonna say even we have more listens than that.
This guy, he just seems very fake and phony, and so does she. I don't think the relationship can go that deep.
Yeah, I think they both just want to be famous.
Yes. Yeah.
Influencers, yeah.
And she thinks, oh, he's this rock and roll guy. I mean, check out his awesome tattoos of the Partridge Family or whoever the hell is on his chest.
Random.
It was like
people.
Sandy Duncan tattoo on his chest.
Just super random. Also, what was I going to say? Oh, did you ever see... I know that you didn't, because you didn't watch The Single Life, but at the reunion, Jennifer...
Sure.
Is
and
dating...
Jesse.
Yeah, and Jesse.
That's so fake.
At the reunion, they like zoomed in, right? Like they weren't there live, and they were just like making out the whole time, and everyone was like, okay. And it was was so fake. No, it was like aggressively fake.
He's so gross.
They're both gross.
Jesse Von Trapp is only into Jesse Von Trapp. He's not even like asexual, bisexual, heterosexual. He's just like
he's too far gone.
Jesse sexual.
Yeah, that was the reunion where
Gross.
Tim is like, "Oh my god, somebody put a muzzle on her."
If Tim doesn't, it's just such a shame he's got a weird head.
I really do like him though.
He got a bad edit that season.
No, I don't. I disagree completely. I thought he came across as great. Yeah. I like
he lost me when they were like going on a hike through her farm or her ranch or something, and he was wearing like fashion boots and a studded belt. Dress for the hike, okay? I mean, we're gonna be talking about that on our Sister Wives Patreon episode because what Janelle and Cody wear for a hike in the Red Rocks is truly hilarious.
Their entire date is them trying to set up the tent and them all like bickering the whole time.
I'd be like, give me, I got it. That's how. Don't even get me started on tents, Amanda.
Cody's complaining the whole time because he doesn't like the blankets that she packed.
Oh my god, these two have never been camping a day in their lives. They fold up a comforter from their bed. That's insane that in a family of 19 people, there is not a single sleeping bag.
No, they do have 2 sleeping bags. She said, no, he's like, these aren't even sleeping bags. And she said, yes, they are. They just don't zip anymore. So they did bring 2 sleeping bags. Yeah. And then he's like, well, but we want to zip them together so that we can share one. And she's like, no, I don't care about that.
Claustrophobia. I just get so claustrophobic you saying that. Ooh, zip together.
He's saying like, I want to like lay next to my wife. And she's like, no, I'm good. I'll just
I'm all set. She's like, you still smell like Robin's house and that fucking celery.
God.
Okay, so what about Eve and Mohammed, our new couple?
Another Mohammed.
She's 48, 49. He's 28 from Egypt. They met online because he slid into her DMs and was like, yeah, you do have a hot body. A hot body.
Wasn't even that eloquent. I mean, I know he doesn't. Does he speak the language? He doesn't, right?
I think so.
Well, he just said, like, nice pick. I think that's what it said. Like, good pick or nice pick. Imagine having the confidence.
Oh. Again, I would think I was being trolled. I'd be like, well, Amanda, guess what? Put up a picture I thought looked good. And basically, people are just sliding my DMs telling me I'm fat. But this guy said, like, nice pick.
Back when I was on dating apps, I would get, like, a bunch of messages every day from, like, guys that looked like that. And I just didn't even, like, entertain them. I'm like, clearly this is, like, fake. Oh, so or, like, this is, like, somebody, like, see, I would have probably your mind doesn't even go to responding to this person. Also,
just because it's like slimy and smarmy.
Well, no, it's just like this person would never go for me. This is clearly a joke. So imagine having the confidence that you'd be like, oh, this person is genuinely like this pic.
I mean, she's very pretty. I feel like a lot of empathy and compassion for her with her situation with her son, who is so sweet and so cute.
Very cute.
Oh, like the home videos were so adorable. And that is unbelievably exhausting. I mean, I don't even want to... Yes, it's a hard job as a parent if you have a kid with special needs, but of course you love them just like anyone else loves their kids. So I'm sure she loves taking care of him, but having to catheterize him every 3 hours, that's so involved and intense, and you break up with his dad. It's just a lot. So that I would be like, I need someone who isn't from another country where we already have one huge barrier between us, to then have another barrier of that person having to learn a whole new culture and take on some responsibilities with my son.
Now, I was originally like, oh, I hated this woman the most because she's annoying.
Was it the tuning forks?
Oh my God.
She was banging those so hard on her inner wrist to get them going. Did you know, she was like doing the cupping on their back, right? And then she was like, boom, with the tuning forks to like get them shaking. She was like whacking them on her inner wrist.
But that's how you do it, though.
I would be bruised.
Have you ever used a tuning fork? I mean, why would you, though?
I mean, I like
that is what you
like
do.
in like science with it, but I wasn't banging them on my inner forearm there.
That's where you do it.
Why?
I don't know.
Why can't you just like hit it with the side of your hand or something?
I don't know. Maybe there's something just about like the softness of your skin there or something.
Yeah, exactly. The softness of my skin. It seems like such a sensitive place.
But then I was thinking,
like, do men just bend over and they do it on their taint? Like, let's just find the most sensitive part on your body.
My point here is I was like, should I snark on this? But then I was like, imagining, I'm like, that probably does.
I think it would feel good.
Because the vibration. I think that's why she's smacking it so hard, so that you can get the ultimate vibration.
I want her to smack it, just not on that location. It just seemed like it would really hurt. She was just like, wha-pam, wha-pam, and then, oh. But
I don't think so. I don't think anything hurts that much there, right? It's like you can
that would hurt. Go, okay, take a karate chop with your arm right now and chop it. Do it.
Feel fine.
Oh, come on.
Actually, no, it's kind of hurting. It's kind of smart now.
Exactly. You're going to have a bruise there tomorrow. I know you will. And I do believe some of the alternative medicine stuff, so I'm not going to snark on that because, hey, if it works for you, it works for you. I always see all the Olympian athletes. They got suction things all over themselves. Michael Phelps had a bunch of them.
He had a bunch of what, bruises?
No, those like cupping. Yeah, like the cupping bruises.
That would be my worst nightmare, is seeing like a picture of me with the cups.
Ooh, like all my fat being sucked
up
just
into all.
It. Mine
so
would
many
be like
options.
full-size mason jars. They just be like, we need more jars back here. No, the bigger ones. I feel bad for her. And just her friends, like the one friend was kind of like hyping her up, like, yeah, I mean, like, didn't you say he was a virgin? Oh, you took his virginity. Ew, that's not hot.
I'm sure he loves having that said on national television too. Also, I'm sure that's not true.
Well, for the religious reasons, I could see that. Maybe. I don't know. It just seems like, okay, he slid into her DMs, and then she said right when she got there to visit him, he proposed like right away. They got engaged right away. No, red flag. And I want her to find love, but I just don't think this is it.
No, but I wasn't really into her, but then I listened to Reality Cray Cray today, and they made a good point that like it's got to be hard in the dating world for her because she does have this special needs son, and there's this person who's willing to, and who is like hot.
Yeah, but is he? Well, okay. Let's just talk about that, okay? I mean, we could talk about the stuff with the son, but that's just sad and whatever. We don't want to get into all that kind of stuff, and it's complicated. Mohammed, I do not think is attractive. I think they're with 99.997 accuracy.
Little person? Are you going to say little person?
He carries the little person gene. You cannot tell me the second you saw his face, you weren't like, obviously, I mean, he's a strong gene carrier. The chances of him having a little person child.
He wasn't really in the episode, though.
Chances of him having a little person child, 100%.
Okay.
It's not a 50-50. All of them. all.
Full 100%. My arm is still really kind of hurting from that
I
karate
told
chop
you.
I just did. It hurts.
I bet you, actually, in saying that about the kids, I wonder if that's going to be part of their storyline. Is he's going to say, I want a child? Because all these guys, especially like the ones in the Muslim faith, are like, oh, I want to have a child. And then she's probably going to be like, I can't do it. Can we do a surrogate? It's going to be a whole thing. And then she's going to be like, well, I don't really want to have another child because my hands are full. I'm not saying that in a bad way, you guys, by the way.
Or they say that they can
like adorable.
They can get a sister wife like Kimbali.
Oh, easy peasy. Or like, what's her face? What's her bigot on
Jenny?
Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? Yeah. Yeah, I'll just get a sister wife.
That was a great storyline that was immediately dropped after 3 episodes.
Yeah. It'd be so easy for someone to be like, oh yeah, I want to be Dewey and Jenny's sister wife. Oh.
You have to move in with Carlin.
I was going to say Carlin doing science experiments 24/7.
She's like, here, touch this plate of... it's just hand sanitizer. It's not on fire or anything.
Jesus. Check out that Patreon episode, guys. Friend of the show, Joan, got us a cameo of Carlin with some hilarious jokes and science experiments.
Yeah, she basically told us
Flaming
to
hot
light
hand
our houses on fire.
Basically.
As a prank. It's a prank.
She said, I thought you'd like that one. You should try it. That's like Isaac being like, you should try it, DD. Oh my God. Oh, Eve's going to be one to watch. My heart's breaking for her already. I don't like her with this guy. Even if he's a nice guy, it's just not going to work out.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Like, do you think that he'll stand her up?
No, I think he'll come here. But I don't think he's going to want to be, like, stepdad.
Well, he knows, though.
Yeah, he knows, but the reality of it is going to be different.
Sure.
Especially if she's like, yeah, I don't want to have your kid. Which she's not going to want to have another kid. She's almost 50.
Right.
Cara and Guillermo.
She's really annoying to me.
Yeah, I know. And
I don't know why.
I know. There is something about her that's annoying.
I think it's because she reminds me of someone and I can't put my finger on it.
She just, even to us, the viewers, I feel like she talks a little condescending.
Yeah, even when she's speaking in
Spanish?
Yeah, in Spanish. It comes across as condescending. Or it comes across as very performative.
Oh, well, I mean, again, I do not speak Spanish. I can understand some of it, but it seems like she speaks it pretty well. Yeah. I would guess, and those of you who are bilingual, let us know. I would guess she speaks as good of Spanish as Maugani speaks English.
Maugani.
I think she acts older than 29. Her aura is older than 29 to me. And maybe that's just because she does seem to treat Guillermo like his mom, even in his setting.
See, I don't think that she comes across as mature. I think she comes across as younger. I feel like she comes across as like immature, 22, 23, but just is a bitch to Guillermo. Just is a condescending person.
Or maybe it's like she's coming across older in a performative way, like, I'm a grown woman and I'm here and he's going to come to the United States where we're going to live our lives together. She seems very actressy.
Oh, for sure. And I think it was Reality Gaze that said that like gone are the days of like classic, like where it's like actually real people who aren't trying to be famous, whereas a lot of the cast now are people who are clearly just trying to be influencers. And I think they pegged her as one of them. Yeah,
she would make a perfect House Hunters Los Angeles person. Like, she's in Los Angeles hunting for her first house. She's the type of person that would want to go on that show. Like, I'm new in town, and I'm looking for my first place.
I think she's looking for something bigger than that.
Well,
I think she's looking to be like the next.
But that's what she would get. But that's what she could actually get on.
Sure,
is a House Hunters, like some sort of HGTV sort of thing. Which is, I mean, hello, the show. Guillermo is just. I don't think he's 23.
What do you think? He's like 17.
Yeah.
I think he's sweet. I like him a lot.
I do too. I just think he's really young. I think he's way more photogenic than he is in person. He's a good-looking guy, but he's more baby face in person. And then in the photos, he looks more like a guy. Like, I think his brother is better looking than he is.
I don't know. I liked Guillermo. I feel like she's
I
going
do
to break his
too.
heart. I think she's going to drag this guy through the mud and leave him as a shell of a human.
I think she's a talk at him person, not talk with him.
Yeah. And
what does he see in her? Just that she's really pretty?
I also get a lot of like Kalani and Asuelu vibes between the two of them, where you can tell. I feel like she's going to immediately start hating him. Like, immediately.
Yeah, she's going to start treating him like a kid. Yep.
I remember when I watched the 90-day journey of Kalani and Asuelu, I feel we don't like Asuelu anymore, right? Are we not supposed to like him? Or he's just a little too infantile? When he rages out, it's scary.
It is scary. I think part of it's cultural, part of it is he may fall like one standard deviation below an average IQ.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I think he's got a temper.
Yeah, and it's really scary because there was a reunion. It was when Colty and
Larissa.
First one. Yeah, Larissa come to the tell-all and they show up like 8 hours late or whatever, and she's just screaming over everyone, and he's so enraged because he's like frustrated, so he starts like clapping like really hard, and it's like
he's like stimming out sort of.
Yeah, stimming out. But I remember on his 90-day journey, there was such a cute little moment where he's like, I got a job, and it's just of him like handing out samples of like
samples of the
yogurt.
Nature. I know.
Yeah, or granola or something, but he was so good at it. Like, he seemed really excited about the job.
I think when his emotions catch up with him, because his IQ may or may not be, where one might desire it to be, the innate, like, teaching of his culture and just, like, that machismo sort of thing, that's just the default, and he goes to that place, and that's when it's like, oh, come on, Asuelu.
Totally
I want better for him. I don't think he's, like, a bad, evil person.
No, not at all.
None of us know whether he can adapt to a more modern and realistic way of looking at gender and family roles, maybe.
Just watching Kalani's soul leave her body in the airport when he performed his dance for her. It's one of my favorite things in the world.
I think did I send you a TikTok where there is another
yeah.
Oh god. Oh.
Yeah.
There's like a whole squadron of Samoan guys in the airport going at it, and then
people like join in.
Yeah, but then it was like 3 white guys doing it, and they like 2 of them looked like Mormon missionaries.
But
and
they
it was
knew
like,
the dance. It was a flash mob, I think.
It wasn't like, no, that's like their welcome, like, hello, we are here sort of thing. And then the other ones were like, yes, we are welcoming you. But there was like 2 dorky white guys. I know, but it was really bad. They didn't have like the right. They weren't like stomping hard enough.
They're a little off.
Yeah, one of them was wearing like leather generic Teva sandals or whatever. It was like, ooh.
He did a dance for you on Cameo, Jodie.
I know. Holly.
To no
friend
music.
And listener of the show, yeah.
Zero music.
Oh,
which is
awkward,
to say the least.
Hey, I'll take it. Yeah, so, I mean, I guess these 2, I think she's just going to kind of browbeat him to death, just be a little too condescending.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, we have Bilal and Shida. I think the...
this is great.
I think the audience...
They're the couple to watch, I think.
Yeah, I don't think the audience is seeing things the way Bilal thought they would. I don't know if anyone is on his side, like, at all.
No, but she also seems kind of awful herself, which is why I love this couple, because they both seem terrible.
Okay, tell me your thoughts here.
I mean, okay, look, for one, I think everyone can agree that we all understand where she's coming from. But she is being a little more snotty than I would be. But again, you and me are huge people pleasers. Yeah. I would absolutely be like, this van is great. Wow, a van.
I would keep it in, and then like maybe later, for sure
I'd
later,
save
I would
that in my back pocket for a future fight.
Passive aggressively like throw something out there.
Right.
I'd be like, so you just got done with the job or something, huh? You got the van still? Oh, can we just like move my bags? I just don't want.
The house looks good though. Other than
I just don't want the drywall powder getting on my bed.
Yeah, I mean, yikes.
Okay, but she does have a point when she said, I mean, you showed up with Louis Vuitton bags and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I think she is thinking, like, is he trying to trick me or play me? So one is like, oh, you're pranking me. That's not funny, which it's not. It's like, this isn't the time to play a prank, a joke.
He literally brought, like, first of all, you don't know this person at all, and he shows up in like a literal murder van. I just don't know if I'd even get into it.
But well, first she thinks it's like the Chevy Volt or whatever next to it, and she's like, a Chevy. Yeah, she was
horrified by that. But the house actually does look pretty good, other than all the drywall stuff, like the
ceiling coming down.
Other than that stuff, but he has it decorated, looking like lived in a little bit. Like the room looks nice. It's not a horrible house.
The kitchen sink that had no faucet on it.
Oh, I didn't notice
There was no faucet. There was no water hooked up to it. That's why there was like a little greenery thing. Did you notice that? There was like a little faux foliage. Well, next time you rewatch it, look, because that's what's covering like the holes where, you know, like your spigot and your faucet would be.
Yikes.
I'm sure it smelled in there because it hasn't been lived in. The caving down ceiling and water coming in. Yeah, I'd be like, what the fuck is this? There's mold. Yeah. There's growing mold in the ceiling. It's coming down. He's driven you
in a murder vehicle, a murder van, to a murder house.
I mean, the van was
Ariel
actually
Castro's house.
The van was like kind of a nicer work van. I mean, I've seen way worse.
My dad's has that van.
I don't think it's like bad. I'd just be like, oh, so you have like your work van or something, or is this your only car?
But also, she knows he's a real estate agent, and she's like, he's told me several times that he's well off.
I was going to say, there's only two... Now, I do think she's, like, high maintenance. I'll say that right off the bat. I'm not saying, like, oh, she's so sweet. This, like,
I don't think they like innocent. Each other at all.
But she only has two options in her head. Either he's, like, playing some weird prank joke on me, which is not cool because I just left my entire life and has moved here. Or he lied to me. Either one of those is real shitty. So, of course, she's going to be pissed off.
Is a lie, really.
Yeah, well, yeah, like, so either one of those things is a shitty situation. And then they go sit down. The couch has, like, a musty old blanket thrown over it. I mean, the place, it had to have smelled the ceiling caving in. Yeah. I would be horrified. I just would.
I feel like the smell is, like, mildew. Yeah, okay, so this is what I wanted to talk. Break down what we think that this food was. Fish?
At first, I thought chicken fingers, but I'm thinking it's like a catfish.
Yeah, I think it's a fried fish.
Canned.
Which you took 0 bites of.
I wouldn't either. There was like a cube. There was like a cubic shape on one of them. And then it was definitely a canned green bean.
Yeah, and coleslaw.
Oh, I didn't see the... No, it was... No, that wasn't coleslaw. That was short, like... spaghetti, but it was broken up into short little pieces.
No. Like
yes, it was. No, not that short. And then it was like pasta. It was just like spaghetti sauce. But the spaghetti noodles go back and rewatch it. I'm 100% sure.
I really think that was coleslaw, Jodie.
No, it was not. It was red. And then the spaghetti noodles were like, okay, take your spaghetti noodles out of the box. You break it once. Okay, now you got halves.
Yeah. But now you break it.
Or maybe even again. That might have been into eighths.
Oh.
It's short, little spaghetti. I'm not eating that. That looks like it was on someone else's plate. They cut it up, and then they put it back in there. I would not have eaten that. Those green beans looked disgusting.
Yeah, the green beans
They were like
looked
gray.
rough.
I would not have eaten that either. And again, that's pretty shitty. I just came on a super long flight. I moved here. You have no food in the house. You're
right.
Going to order
this.
It
is short spaghetti.
It looks disgusting, right?
Where is this from? Like Jollibee, maybe? Because he gets takeout.
From what?
Jollibee.
I have no idea what that is.
It's the you know how you know.
That's what I was
why
going to
know?
ask. I don't know any place around here that has food like that or in that kind of container.
Well, Jollibee was covered on Doughboys, obviously. I believe the guest was Jonah Ray.
Cool story. So what's a Jollibee?
I'm just really proud of myself for knowing that.
Like a Jolly Bee Buzz Buzz?
Yeah, like the little Buzz Buzz Bug Maine. But the Jollibee, the mascot is like a bee. But it's weird. It's like they have like as a side, I think it is a chicken restaurant, but I think it's Jamaican food possibly. And on the side, like they serve spaghetti with spaghetti sauce on this as a side item at Jollibee.
Don't like that.
I think they gave it 5 forks.
Okay, so here's the problem if you're going to do something like that. All right?
Yeah.
And I'm seeing why they have to do a shorter noodle, because if you have a side item, which it's not like, hey, you ordered some spaghetti and meatballs, right? You can make some fresh noodles. You can boil them up. There you go. But if you're ordering it as a side item, you got to have that shit ready to go. Which means you can't have a long noodle sitting in there, because what's going to happen over time? It's going to swell up, right? And it's going to get mushy.
Oh, yeah.
So they got to keep those short pieces in there. And they probably like underdo them a little bit, but still over time, by the end of the night, look at those things. They're
Where do
pretty
they
thick
live? South
and mushy.
Dakota?
No, they're in, why am I blanking? Kansas City, I want to say.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's a
what that was, but it looks gross.
Chain restaurant, okay. But yeah, it has they're all
Well,
over the
that
place,
looks
Joey.
really sad. And that he had to heat it up in the microwave.
Yeah, I know. Well, because they probably drove a distance for it.
And like, what? I mean, you don't have anything ready for her. She just got there. You don't have like a sparkling water, some ice cubes.
Well, no,
oh no,
really
you don't.
He's trying to lean into this. That he's so
no
poor.
running water.
Yeah, that.
Look at that sink. There is
outrageous.
no faucet in that sink. I would be pissed if I were her too. And the way he like turns it around, he's like, well, I mean, I didn't know you had such high expectations and working on things together. Well, yeah, but again, if you went waltzing into Trinidad with your Louis Vuitton and you know he's that type of guy that likes to show off his shit, then you can't be surprised that she's expecting that. And may I just point out, Mr. I have OCD. I like everything this way. I like everything this way. How would he like it if tables were turned and he went to go visit her and she was living in some shithole to see how he's going to react? He would have been like Ed visiting Rose.
That.
Right?
Is that the funniest journey? Those
maybe.
first couple episodes are actually every single episode of that is so good.
Yeah.
That he asked her to shave her legs.
Oh, God, and brush her teeth because she's got bad breath. I hate him. Okay, but no, seriously. Bilal saying I'm Mr. OCD, that was like his flex last week.
Yeah.
That everything's got to be just so, and he likes everything neat and clean. But then, so why is it like she has to be okay with ceiling tiles falling down, caving in?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. You're comfortable there because it's your family home. That's like your own mess, your own filth. You're going to be fine in that. But no one else is.
Yeah,
I hate him.
And he's like, he was waiting. He wanted to get mad at her.
Of course.
He was waiting to get mad at her.
He's setting her
like,
up to be
wow.
mad.
Yeah.
He's setting up to be mad.
I can't
Or
wait to see how she reacts when he reveals
when
that
he
this
pulls
is a
her in.
hilarious prank.
well, and see, that screws her over because no matter what, she's going to be, if she was like, oh no, this place is great. Yes, I want to build this life together with you. And then he goes and shows her the house and she's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. He's going to be like, oh, well, now she sees what I have. Then she's going to be expecting this. Blah, 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 blah. Where then in this case now where she's disappointed and then she goes there, now she's going to be pissed because she's going to be like, well, why did you do that?
Well,
Why'd you set me
main
up to look like an
problem
ass?
Is the lie.
Yep.
It's the lie. I don't even think that she's really that pissed about the house. And especially when she does find out that this is a hilarious prank. It's not funny.
No, it's not. Yeah, like you said, it's the lie of it. Like I said, she's thinking either he lied to me this whole time, showing up with his Louis
Or he's
Vuitton,
just
and I'm
an
a realtor,
asshole.
I'm a real estate investor. It's like we've said before. It's like an Anfisa and George, or a Colt and Larissa, where Colt was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take care of you here." Then we move in and Debbie's making beef stew for dinner 5 nights a week.
I remember feeling so bad for Debbie, though, because I remember texting you and being like, I feel so bad for Debbie because she made this stew and she's so disappointed at it. And you were like, get Debbie the monster, Amanda.
Your first night in the country, you want to sit down for some beef stew in Las Vegas in the summer.
I did feel bad for Debbie, though, at that point. Because she was...
No.
She seemed nice and sweet. She didn't let her true colors...
Oh, yeah. I mean, she was microwaving Colty a steak every night for dinner.
Oh, my God. It was just like a gray steak.
Microwaved steak.
And they were huge. I remember, like, for one meal, I think it was the meal that they're eating... Possibly when Larissa first tells Debbie that she threw her engagement ring into the toilet. And they all just have no sides.
No sides.
Just each have a huge gray-ass steak.
Just a man meat. Give me some meat.
And then ketchup's on the table.
Oh, gross. Nasty.
Gross.
All right, well, I guess we'll see how this shakes out with Bilal and Shida. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be good. I don't think it's going to go good.
Well, they seem
not
to,
a good way to start.
Every preview we see, they seem to hate each other.
Not
There's
a good
no
way to start.
There's no chemistry between these two. They're not affectionate.
She's beautiful. He thinks she looks good with him.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Did you notice the Benjamin eye?
I did.
Little lazy
he
eye?
Does have a little Benjamin eye,
which I don't feel bad saying about. I don't feel bad saying that about men who are clearly terrible.
Yeah, he's got some self-esteem issues that come out in a controlling of others way.
A lot of misogyny. Mahogany.
Misogyny. Well. We're gonna, I guess, wrap it up here.
Sure.
Or should we just go for 2 hours? Why not?
Easy.
All right, well, check out Patreon, you guys. Check the show notes. It has what's coming up this week. And please leave us a 5-star review. 5 stars. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cinco, as Kara would say. Kara and Guillermo, that is. That helps us out, algorithm, all that good stuff.
And jump into our Facebook group. We love to hate TV.
That's right.
On Facebook. Easily found. Yep. Answer a few questions. Just answer. You can even say, I don't know, and we'll let you in.
Yeah,
just so we know you're not a...
Mahogany. That'll be a new one. Mahogany.
I would let Mahogany right in.
Oh, God, careful. We wouldn't even know because she looks so much different than her pictures.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Also, her Instagram has 1 single post on it now.
Oh, really? She wiped it? Oh, that's great.
She wiped it.
Yikes.
She's such a troll.
Well,
all right, guys.
That's it. We'll see you next week. Same time, maybe. Same place, for sure.
It'll happen next week at some point.
That's right.
Sure. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.